It's time once again for That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ, where business becomes show business. Jamie is a leading Tampa Bay real estate agent and featured on the Wall Street Journal's list of top 100 real estate agents in the nation. Jamie invites you to list your home with him today and learn more at tampabayradio.com. Now, live in studio and promoting the entrepreneurial spirit that drives the American economy, your host, Jamie Maloney.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday, and thanks for tuning in to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Each weekday morning at 8 a.m. here on 1250 Wins WHNZ, a business variety show as I talk to the many different professionals from in and around the Bay Area about what they're doing in our communities to make a difference. So if you're finding me on the air for the first time, I invite you to tune in each and every weekday and take a break from all the political news and sports talk with a show that is unlike any other show on the radio at this time, a positive message show with about what people are doing in our communities to make a difference. The show also always looking for partners and always looking for guests and material. So if you've been listening to me for a while and you have a business or an organization that you would like to promote, I'd love to hear from you. Best way to get me is through my contact form over at tampabayradio.com. Also over there, all shows are available on demand via the show info button, and you'll notice that I do sell real estate. So if I can help you in any way buying or selling real estate, please reach out to me again through my contact form at tampabayradio.com. Joined in studio this morning by my lovely co-host, Stella Giudicelli. Stella, good morning to you.
Good morning, Tampa Bay.
How was your weekend? Any holiday parties or anything this past weekend?
Yes, survived the weekend with all of the holidays parties. So.
Yeah, I had a couple last week, but it was a pretty tame weekend for myself. I love those weekends where I can just kind of just sit on my couch and do nothing. That's my dream, and one day just to be able to do nothing forever.
Really, that never comes to me. It's funny, but I did finish the weekend. I wish I would have been more at the office. Actually,
I always tell people that because they see me doing so much, so much real estate, the radio show, and they're like, "What is your ultimate goal?" My ultimate goal is like from the movie Office Space, to do nothing one day, to be totally, just in my own element, just sit on the couch, drink a beer, and watch TV every single day with enough money in the bank to do that. That's my ultimate goal. It really is. Yeah, it comes from the movie Office Space, one of my favorite movies about office politics out of the 1990s. But so on a great weekend nonetheless.
Yes. Just a lot of parties. So on Saturday evening, I made 2-3 of them, and then on Sunday I had like 5 invitations, and I just did one. But
we still got another week or week and a half or so of holiday parties to get through. It's definitely a busy time of the year,
and it's a good time.
Yes. Well, we've got a great show planned for you today. We've got one guest in studio today, and he's going to be talking with us throughout the hour. So let's go ahead and introduce him. Bruce Fable is the president of Ideal Image and is leading the Ideal Image expansion globally with new centers and cosmetic medical services in all facilities, including laser hair removal, skin rejuvenation, tattoo removal, and injectables. Bruce, welcome to the program today.
Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Stella, for having me.
Welcome, Bruce.
So, Bruce, I've been hearing more and more about Ideal Image. Take me back to the founding. This company has been in existence since 2001, correct?
That is correct. We started off in right after September 2001, and we've grown now to 130 centers across the U.S. as well as 2 in Canada.
And it was founded here in the Bay Area, correct?
Right in Tampa by 2 chiropractors who came up with a very successful idea to remove hair off people's bodies. And over the first 12 years, Ideal Image just did laser hair removal. And most recently, about 2 years ago, we have now introduced to our customer base all of the anti-aging, tattoo removal, and skin rejuvenation, as you stated earlier.
Wow, so you've got a whole wealth of products and services that we'll go to throughout the show here. But I mean, this company has expanded to be a national company. I mean, what do you attest this success to?
I think everybody wants to feel their best, and when you're able to help a person with something on them that they have a concern about, it increases their confidence, and it lets them go out into the workplace and the dating community with more confidence, more self-esteem, and that's what it's all about. It's not a major necessarily makeover, but if you can turn back the hands of time, if you can remove a little bit of facial hair or hair on your other areas of your body, as well as now we're able to actually freeze your fat away, which is a huge opportunity for people.
Yeah, Cool Sculpting. We'll talk
Cool
about that here
Sculpting.
in just a little bit. Something that I'm interested myself for removing the love handles. And so, but what do you see as the big trends in the cosmetic surgery market right now?
The big trends, and this is actually published by the Plastic Surgeon Dermatology Association, is non-invasive or minimally invasive procedures. People don't really want to go under the knife. They don't want to be anesthetized. They don't want any downtime. And everything that Ideal Image, you're literally back to work the next day. And you get great results from it. So that's what they're looking for.
And now you just did laser hair removal for like the first 10 or 11 years, you said.
Actually, 12 years,
12
yes.
years. Why the expansion now? What did the market just, did you see an opening in the market for these other services?
Actually, our customers, we have over 500,000 guests that we've satisfied over those 12 years and removed their hair successfully. And they started to come to us and said, hey, how come you're not doing Botox and Juvederm and Restylane? How come you're not doing IPL? And we sat back and said, here's an opportunity for us to provide guests that we've provided great customer service for 12 years, now with additional services.
Now, this is a publicly traded company, correct? But this is going to be moving to a privately held company here too soon, right?
Yeah, it actually happened last week on
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Sorry, it has happened, okay.
Yeah, so Ideal Image was owned by a publicly traded company called Steiner Leisure that is a $1 billion company. And we were recently purchased by a private equity firm. But this is a very good thing. This private equity firm is huge. They have a lot of brands that are in similar spaces in the sense of health and wellness and services, and they want to grow us. They want to add to the number of centers and add to the number of services. So we're very excited to move forward.
So we're going to see probably a rapid expansion of Ideal Image across the states now, even more so than we've already seen?
I would say so. I would say over the next 5 years, you'll see us grow more nationally as well as the potential of increasing sites in North America.
Wow. Now, talk to me about your involvement. You've been in with Ideal Image as president for 3 years. Talk to me about your role in the company.
I joined the company. It's actually my 3-year anniversary was this past Saturday. So today's my official 3-year anniversary.
Oh,
very excited to be here. Thank you. And when I first got here, there was a lot of opportunity. And what we saw was this opportunity to bring more services to the guest base that we already have, as well as to invite more guests in. We are so focused on service and so focused on providing every guest with terrific outcome, efficacy in the treatments that they choose, as well as just a great experience. And we really focus on that every day. When the guest comes in, your coffee, soda, water is offered to you. There's a great environment. Our facilities are immaculate, and we really work hard to keep them that way. And then provide safe treatment. That's what people want, is safe, effective treatments, and we do that every day.
Yeah, you hear so much about some of the risks, I guess, with like Botox and some of the injectables. I mean, talk to me about the safety precautions that you utilize over at Ideal Image.
We have now almost 500 treatment providers, and what separates Ideal Image from a lot of our competitors out there is that we only use nurses. So we have registered nurses, nurse practitioners, and physician assistants. And not only do they come to us with that certification, that medical certification, but then from a laser hair removal standpoint, currently we provide them with the most training in the entire industry. Every laser hair removal provider gets over 120 hours of training, which is far superior to the competition and everyone else. In addition to that, we have a whole structure of medical oversight to ensure that we're providing safe, effective procedures.
So what are the most popular procedures today? Obviously, laser hair removal has probably got to be number one still, but am I right?
You are, but the other services are growing tremendously. In fact, this year we had a fabulous year of growing the new services. And what you pointed out was Cool Sculpting. Everybody wants to address that little area on their body that they have a concern with. And what's great about Cool Sculpting, it's non-invasive, unlike liposuction, where you're actually penetrating the skin surface. There's a lot of damage to the skin below. This happens through the skin. You lay on the table. You can work on your iPad. There's no anesthesia whatsoever. And 4 to 8 weeks later, you're seeing a reduction in your love handles, your inner and outer thigh. We can do that bra fat area, that stubborn bra fat area on your back, as well as your flanks, which is the love handle area.
Now, what's your clientele in terms of men versus women? I think of Ideal Image, I think this is mostly for women, but you have a number of procedures that, attract men, including tattoo removal and the Cool Sculpting, of which, a lot of men with love handles would benefit from. But, I mean, who is your typical client these days?
Laser hair removal was about 85% women and 15% men. There's a lot of men out there that want to reduce the hair on their back and on their chest and not sport that when they're going to the beach and the pool. A lot of them are having their wives and their girlfriends trim their backs and shave their chests, but we're able to eliminate that hair for them. Now that we've switched over into these new services, we're actually seeing growth in our male customer base with Botox and with fillers, because men today want to look younger. You want to compete not only in the dating scene, but you want to compete in the business scene, and you're able to do that with these new services. So we're seeing growth in our male population.
Plus
What
it's
about? Go ahead.
Sorry.
Josh.
Plus, it's a lot easier than a yardstick, duct tape by yourself trying to.
The
We seem
old-fashioned
like we
way.
have an experienced back shaver here.
Yeah, just saying.
What about your facials? I think you have lots of good products for men and women for the skin, right?
We do. We're doing skin rejuvenation. So what we did is we're addressing all of the things that people have a concern about when they start to look older. And two of those are hyperpigmentation and vascular lesions. Those are the medical terms, but basically those brown and red spots that you get on your face as you start to age. And we're able to remove those with a technology called BBL. So we're able to remove that hyperpigmentation and eliminate those vascular lesions, those little spider veins that you get on the side of your nose or on your cheeks, as well as rejuvenate the skin surface to reduce pore size and tighten the skin. One of the technologies that we have is called Ultherapy, micro-focused ultrasound. And we actually penetrate the skin with energy, and it creates a microcoagulation below the skin surface, and it tightens the skin. Unfortunately, when you turn 30 years old, you stop producing collagen, and it's all downhill from there. So collagen is that rubber band elasticity of your skin. And what's interesting is Jennifer Aniston just had Ultherapy because she wants to look younger and have tighter skin, but also Kim Kardashian at 31 years old just had it because she wants to fill her collagen bucket up before it gets depleted when she's in her late 40s.
Interesting.
So the age to start is just anytime you're ready, or you.
I mean, you have younger and younger people getting into the game than today.
Absolutely. And, the customer and the guest is more educated. So we have these young women coming in their early 20s that understand that you shouldn't be getting sun exposure, that you should be taking care of your skin, and that you should be doing things so that you look less old when you are older. And, one of those things is Botox and Dysport. So if you reduce the lines on your forehead early, they won't become permanent. You won't have these permanent creases across your forehead.
Very interesting stuff. Talking with Bruce Fable, president of Ideal Image. You can learn more about them over at idealimage.com. And coming back from the break, I'm going to talk with him a little bit more about Cool Sculpting, a way to get the love handles and other areas of fat deposits reduced from your body in a pretty quick and convenient manner. And again, this service available over at Ideal Image. So be sure to visit idealimage.com for some more information. You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.
Are you in need of new flooring or ready to tackle that home remodeling project? Then contact Yeager & Company Incorporated, a family-owned, state-certified general contracting business with over 70 years of experience and the recipient of the Angie's List Super Service Award for the last 8 years in multiple categories. Yeager & Company comes to you with their shop-at-home flooring sales service, and their hardwood flooring refinishing is the very best in the Bay. Kitchen and bath design featuring American-made, well-born cabinets, and all work is done by employees, not subcontractors. Learn more at YeagerFlooring.com.
Are you looking for a local real estate firm that knows the market and has your interests in mind? Then contact Jim McPeak at McPeak Real Estate Firm, a family-owned business whose agents have over 60-plus years of experience in the Tampa Bay market. Many of the agents are military veterans that know the VA process for buying a home and are proud to help our military members in any way they can. From residential to commercial real estate, McPeak Real Estate Firm is here to help. Contact Jim at 813-495-3875 and learn more at McPeakTeam.com.
If you've been following That Business Show on Facebook and Twitter, you may have noticed the quality of some of our images. That's because one of our sponsors is pro photographer Rick Taseda, a member of the Professional Photographers of America. You can view his extensive work by going to his website at ricktaseda.com or call him for an appointment to chat about your photography needs at 813-641-4757. That's 813-641-4757. Rick Taseda Visuals. Call him for your next event or project. In an age when the good and the better vie for attention, it is the best that stands out. The best of Tampa Bay from Proudly Florida is the love story for the city of Tampa, celebrating success, sharing achievements, a tribute to enterprise and community spirit. Let Proudly Florida showcase your business to your city, your nation, and the world. For more information, email info@proudlyflorida.com and be sure to visit proudlyflorida.com.
Have you ever tried to buy a home for your family only to find out that you don't qualify for a mortgage loan? You thought that after 20 years as a customer of your bank, they would help you when you needed it the most, right? Unfortunately, the banks of today are not the banks of our parents and grandparents, and our relationships with them just don't matter anymore. My name is Frank Cotto, and I'm the president of the Lincoln Lending Group. We all may need a bank, but we also need a Frank, and that's what I'm here to do for you today. Lincoln Lending Group will waive all of your lending fees, which include your mortgage, application fee, your underwriting fee, processing fees, and any bank points. Just call 813-MORTGAGE. You drop the E, and we'll drop the fee.
Have you considered a reverse mortgage as part of your retirement financial plan? For homeowners age 62 or older, a reverse mortgage from Access Reverse Mortgage is a safe, economical way to turn your home's equity into cash or monthly income. Access Reverse Mortgage is a family-owned company based right here in the Tampa Bay area for the past 10 years. They are A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau and Florida's leading reverse mortgage provider. Call 727-347-0305 or go to accessreverse.com to start your research today. NMLS number 4566. That's 727-347-0305. Tampa Bay weather is a roof killer. That's why when getting your roof done, you want it done right. Hi, I'm Jamie Maloney of That Business Show. When considering a new roof or repair, talk to Westfall Roofing. They've been installing high-quality roofs in Tampa Bay for over 25 years. Get a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 855-99-ROOFING. That's 855-99-ROOFING. Find out what already 15,000 satisfied customers already know. Call now, 855-99-ROOFING.
From the Bright House Networks Traffic Center.
Bad crash on US 41 and State Road 54, affecting traffic in all directions. In fact, eastbound 54, a couple lanes blocked there. In fact, the center lane to turn left onto northbound 41 is blocked. Collier Parkway, Bell Lake Road, and Willow Bend Parkway all seeing significant delays because of the alternate traffic in this area. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson Uterick, Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line, 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Robitussin. Robitussin soothes your throat and delivers fast, powerful cough relief. Available in Robitussin DM Max, Robitussin 12-Hour Cough Relief, and Robitussin CF Max Severe Multi-Symptom. Robitussin, because it's never just a cough.
Cloudy and warm today with a high 82 and just a 10% chance of showers. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 70. Tomorrow, a chance of rain increasing to 20% with a high 81.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
And we're back to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Each weekday morning at 8 a.m. here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. You can learn more about the show over at TampaBayRadio.com. In studio with Bruce Fable, president of Ideal Image. Be sure to visit IdealImage.com for some more information. Bruce, cool sculpting is something I'm seeing more and more about these days. Explain this procedure a little bit more in depth here. What do we do here?
This is really amazing. It's called cryolipolysis, and basically fat cells die at 10 degrees minus Celsius. And this new technology, we're able to address specific areas on your body, like your love handles, your belly, your inner and outer thigh. Women love that area, as well as back fat. And now we're just launching what's called pseudogynecomastia. Men have a tendency to gain weight in their chest area, and now we're able to freeze that fat to get to death. So you come in, we assess the area, free consultation, free 1-hour consultation with one of our professionals, and we address the areas of concern. When you set your treatment date up and you come in, we have 2 machines in each room, so we're actually doing 2 areas at the same time. And you lay there on the table. You can play on your iPad, you can work on your laptop, you can talk on the phone, and each hour we're able to kill 20% of the fat cells in that area that we're addressing. And I'll tell you from personal experience, I've been working out for the last 30 years. I always had difficulty with my love handles, and I removed them 2 times in my life when I was training for marathons, and then people thought I was sick because I was so thin. And I was cool sculpted last year. I did 2 sessions over 8 weeks apart on my love handles, and they are gone. And it's just so amazing that non-invasive, doesn't penetrate the skin, no anesthesia, no downtime. I went to the gym the same day I was treated.
Well, and they basically they don't come back either because you've killed off the fat cells, correct? So for them to come back, you really have to abuse your eating habits again, correct?
That's correct. So just liposuction tears those fat cells out from under the subcutaneous skin and is very traumatic to that area. We actually crystallize the fat cell, and the cell wall breaks down. Your body absorbs that lymphatic fluid into your system, and you basically excrete it out through your normal bowels.
Wow. So how many inches do you lose in the first session? Let's say I'm doing the love handles. I mean, can I expect to lose an inch around my waist around then?
Everybody's different. Everybody's a different size. Everybody has fat in different areas. So when you come in for that free 1-hour consultation, we sit with you and we talk about the areas of concern, and we can judge how many cycles of treatment, each cycle is an hour, that you'll require. But I would say that if you're a man, you're going after that waist area, you're talking about 8 to 12 cycles over 2 sessions, and you look to lose an inch or 2.
Wow, incredible.
Yeah, it's really amazing.
Incredible stuff right there. I definitely want to try this out.
Yeah, so you take some notes.
Yeah, I definitely want to try this out because I got some pants that I need about another inch or so off my waist to get into. So I'm definitely looking forward to trying out this cool sculpting. Is there any discomfort associated with this at all?
It's kind of like when you've sprained your knee or your ankle and you put that ice pack on, and the first 5 minutes is tough because before the area numbs. So the first 5 minutes, you're feeling that coldness. There's a sensitivity. Then the area goes totally numb, and then an hour later when we massage out that area, when it comes off, it's very tolerable. We have nobody complaining about that particular procedure. Everything we do, I say, is a little spicy. They're real medical procedures, but it's nothing like liposuction or the pain associated with real surgery. The other thing is that Cool Sculpting, we are just about to launch in all of our centers for the under neck area. So the Plastic Surgery and Dermatology Association did a survey and found 67% of people are concerned about this area of their body. And now we have 2 different procedures, treatments to go after that area. The first is Cool Sculpting, and we're able to kill the fat under your neck and around your neck. And the second, that's actually Cool Sculpting
we got that up on the video
stomach.
right now. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And the second is Kybella. This is a new injectable product put out by Allergan, which we're able to inject into the neck. It's about a 15-minute procedure, and then over 2 to 4 weeks, you'll see a reduction in fat in the neck area. Wow. Really amazing.
Wow.
So what that tells me is when I have one of my friends or just people I know in general saying anything about how they look, I just tell it looks like you have so many solutions that we wouldn't know you have or we wouldn't think about. It's almost like just talk to Call Ideal Image and just ask them what they can do, right? It looks like you have a solution for everything.
Yes, and we're bringing more solutions as well. And the website is very informative, Stella. We have videos on how the technologies work. We have testimonials from our guests telling other guests how wonderful these procedures are.
Now, what are some of the new procedures on the horizon then that are not available right now?
New procedures on the horizon are tattoo removal. So we're doing it in 10 centers now, and we intend on increasing that across the country. And this is really remarkable because not only do people sometimes want to get a tattoo off of their body that they may have gotten earlier in life.
I know a few of them.
Yes, I think we all do. As well as some people just want to change the tattoo. So we're able to remove the tattoo that's there, and then sometimes they'll get a different tattoo. This procedure is remarkable. There's a before and after up on the screen now.
Yeah.
This is 2 treatments to this gentleman's neck, and you can see the reduction in the ink. So we use a new technology called PicoWay technology. This is PicoSure technology is a very fast pulse of energy that breaks up the ink droplet under your skin, and then your body absorbs it, and again you excrete it out through your normal bowel system.
Wow, it looks incredible. I mean, I've seen other people using older techniques of tattoo removal, and it leaves like a blue stain on their skin. But I mean, you can't even almost tell that they even had a tattoo at that point. So
really
definitely some amazing technology out there. Got to take another quick break. Coming back from the break, I'm going to talk again with Bruce Fable, president of Ideal Image. We'll talk about laser hair removal when we come back from the break. You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.
Hi, welcome to Yeager's. We just want to take a minute and show you what we're all about. At Yeager's, our primary business is hardwood flooring, although we are remodelers for kitchen, bath, and general construction. We operate a fleet of shop-at-home vans that have all the flooring-type products, hardwood flooring, laminate flooring, tiles, stone, what have you. So we're able to come out first with products in our vehicles, and take a look at the setting, how the colors will work, and then to be able to come up with some options and ideas for you. If that's not good enough, we have a large distribution center that we inventory product and have a nice display area.
Learn more? Attend one of our free monthly seminars and put your business on the map. Register today at trustdale.com.
From the Bright House Networks Traffic Center.
Slow traffic on southbound 275 between Beers and Sly, also off the Howard Franklin Bridge. Due to a minor crash on the exit ramp to Kennedy. Big delays, though, in the Land O'Lakes area along State Road 52, both directions at US 41. Southbound US 41 also seeing some big delays, so leave a lot of extra time if you're heading that way. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson, Utrecht, Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line, 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Tampa International Airport.
Tampa International Airport reminds you holiday travel affects your travel time. When you pick up friends and family at TPA, take advantage of free parking under 1 hour or use the free cell phone lot. Learn more at tampaairport.com.
Winds Weather Center forecasts, a little more cloud cover than sunshine throughout the day, and a 30% chance of rain. We'll see upper 70s for the high. Tonight's low down to about 60 degrees. Next few days, we'll see a rain chance around 20-30%, upper 70s near 80 degrees. Impact Radio, 1250 Winds, WHNZ.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Winds WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
And we're back to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Each weekday morning at 8 a.m. here on 1250 Winds WHNZ. You can learn more about the show over at TampaBayRadio.com. Also, we've expanded the brand to include a sixth show each and every week. I do That Business Show, the real estate edition, Sunday mornings at 5 a.m. on 970 WFLA, where I and my co-host Frank Cotto of the Lincoln Lending Group talk all about real estate, mortgages, taxes, insurance, anything and everything related to real estate. So I'm sure many of my listeners are not up at that time on Sunday mornings, but the show is available on demand, both on TampaBayRadio.com and also on iTunes as a podcast, as well as this show also on iTunes as a podcast. Currently in studio, I talk with Bruce Fable, president of Ideal Image. Learn more about them at idealimage.com. And Bruce, Ideal Image for years has been known for laser hair removal. And I think a lot of people think of this as an aesthetic improvement, but there's also medical conditions that you can address with laser hair removal. You had talked about one, PCOS. Tell us, the audience, about this a little bit more.
Absolutely, Jamie. PCOS stands for polycystic ovarian syndrome, and this is a condition that, believe it or not, 8 to 12% of women in the United States have, and a lot of them don't realize they have it. They just think that they gain weight easily. They think that they may have trouble getting pregnant, but one of the other major symptoms is body and facial hair. And when I first got to Ideal Image 3 years ago, I thought that the number one body part being laser haired might be legs or bikini or underarms, but it's actually face. And a lot of women, and today especially, don't want to have facial hair. So I've heard some stories, and I've seen some before and after pictures. We've actually changed people's lives. Women that have been shaving every day or waxing or using Nair or plucking. And unfortunately, this creates a lot of damage to the skin. You can get hypopigmentation in the skin, which is a little white mark from taking the hair out constantly. And we're able to remove that hair, build their confidence, build their self-esteem. I'll tell you one story of a woman that's actually, her testimonial is on our website. She was ridiculed so badly in middle school that these girlfriends, I shouldn't say friends, these girls called her Chewbacca. And I mean, imagine your daughter or a girlfriend or yourself going through that experience. She had significant body and facial hair. We've actually lasered her from her eyebrows down to her toes and eliminated all the hair on her body. And now she's an amateur bodybuilder, and she just loves it. And I hear many, many stories. I was in St. Louis, Missouri, in one of our centers, and I love to go to the centers and talk to the team and talk about customer service. And an older woman came out of the treatment room with a cane. She must have been about 65 years old. And when they told her that I was the president of the company, I think she thought I discovered laser hair removal because she dropped her cane, came up and gave me a big hug and started crying. This woman had been shaving twice a day and wearing compound makeup just to go to the supermarket, to go to church, to do all the things she wanted to do in life. And we were able, even at her age, to remove all the hair off of her face, and she was a different person. And she told me her story. Everybody started crying. I was batting my eyes, trying not to hold back the tears, because we changed her life. It's really amazing.
Incredible story. Now, Stella, you can speak from the the aesthetic of I guess perspective, so to speak. You're a client of Ideal Image,
right? So I actually have my session number 3 tomorrow, and I'm very excited to go. And the surprising thing, Jamie, is that I love to go and do my laser hair removal. And the reason why it's surprising is, first of all, I'm a very busy woman. And between work, the clients, the radio show, the events, the charity committees, and I don't have kids, so I can't even think of women who have to raise their child, how busy we are. And I don't like going to do my nails because I don't have time. Even massages is a pain for me. I have back pain sometimes, and I just don't want to go because I don't have time. And I still go, but I'm frustrated when I need to go. When I go to Ideal Image, I'm happy. Like, it's working for me. And the reason it's working and I want to go and I love it is because it's always an experience for me that is above and beyond to what I expect. So number one, laser hair removal doesn't sound, that sexy, but it's definitely one of the best things I've done in my life. It works. So I'm doing my session number 3, which is actually, I'm doing total body. So the way we're doing this is in 2 sessions to do total body. So pretty much each part of my body have been done only once, and it already works. And that was very surprising. So first of all, I didn't want to really go and do it because I had in mind that you had to, let your hair grow in between sessions. I don't know where I got that, but actually, no, you need to shave. So, that's actually very easy for that reason. But then you do 1 session and then life is good. I mean, it's such a life improvement.
And I'm sure it saves you a bunch of time in terms of getting ready.
Time, and it's not on my to-do list anymore. And it's so relaxing for that matter. So sometimes, I'm in a hurry, and I realize that if I hadn't done laser hair removal with Ideal Image, I would need to do it now, like to shave. And I'm like, oh no, I don't need to. And it's just like so agreeable. Like it's a big life improvement for that matter.
Is it permanent too? I mean, once you have it done, does it come back in a year or 2 or ever? Does it?
It's we call it almost permanent. So, some women will go through pregnancy and they'll get a couple of hairs back, but most of our guests see a total reduction in hair. And it's really amazing. So, you were talking about having to shave versus letting it grow out. When a woman gets waxed, she has to let that hair grow out in between, which is unsightly, and they don't like that. And then you go get waxed and it hurts. And there's actually damage caused to the skin when you pull that hair out, and you can get hypopigmentation or discoloration. And I think you were telling us a story before we started the show, Stella, where you went to a pool party this weekend and you were ready.
It was not a pool party. And that was the thing. So it's a holiday party. It was like in between, Thanksgiving and Christmas. I forgot how they call it, Festivus. They were calling it in reference to
it's a Seinfeld.
Okay.
It's a Seinfeld reference.
And so we're there, and there's a cocktail pool. And as a real estate agent, of course, I go around, I see the cocktail pool. I'm like, oh, you have a cocktail pool? I love it, And she said, yeah, like, let's go. I mean, actually, the guys say that. And, I remember thinking, I'm like, oh, I can go. I'm like, no problem. And I remember I saw all of the women in the room, and then they were like, oh no, like I'm sure I knew they were thinking it's not the right time, And I had like, this is why I love going. I'm so excited to go tomorrow, because all the way, when I'm doing it, is actually a great experience. Your staff is amazing. But then in between the sessions, I keep having like a good experience of doing it. And that was one of them. And that has never happened to me where I'm like, yeah, sure, didn't plan on, going to the pool or the beach, but I'm ready. Yeah. And she had, she said, I have bathing suits. I'm like, sure. And
I was about to ask you that, if you had a suit with you, or you just went,
You just jumped in. Yeah, we just took a turn there.
I guess I didn't drink enough. No.
Is there any pain involved in the procedure for laser hair removal at all? Is it uncomfortable in any way?
It does feel a little bit like a rubber band snap, but we actually are able to prescribe for all of our guests a topical anesthetic. Which we give you the prescription, you pick it up at your local CVS or Walgreens or pharmacy, and you apply that 1 hour before the treatment, and it totally takes the edge off. I've had it done on a few areas of my body, and I didn't even use the topical, and I found it to be quite fine.
I was okay actually. I've been using a machine that tweezes up to now, and that's so time consuming, but I find it easy as far as I'm concerned. And I think that there is, along the process during the procedure, there is a kind of, almost to me though, like it's not pleasurable, but almost, because you know what's happening, like the hair is being removed, it's not going to be there anymore. You're getting used actually to the discomfort. So I found it a pretty easy process.
What are the length of the sessions that you go through for laser hair removal? How long are you in there?
It's not that long at all. In fact, if you're coming in for just upper lip, it actually takes you longer to get on the table and for us to clean the area with alcohol than it does to laser the hair off the upper lip. The whole procedure takes about 2 minutes, maybe 120 seconds. If you're getting all your legs done from top to bottom, that may be a 40-minute procedure. If you're doing underarms, that may be as quick as 12, 15 minutes. But you're in and out, and that's why we put our locations in high-end strip malls so that you can pull up, you can grab a latte at Starbucks, you can jump in, get your procedure, and get out of there and get back to work or get back to school or get back to pick the kids up.
And I'm actually on my phone during the sessions, or I give phone calls, and it's kind of like it's not really stopping. I think one of the things I like to mention as well is, so I went to do my arms the other day, and she went on and she did my fingers too and hands, and it's not especially hairy, but it's so much nicer as a woman. And we do have, as women that are listening, we do have occasional hair, places that we shouldn't have, such as chin or the neck sometimes.
That was my question.
Yeah.
Do men get that done, their neck area underneath their jawline?
That is a great question. So not only do Caucasian men or men of lighter skin get their neck done so they just don't have to shave that area, but a majority of men that do their neck, darker skinned men have a condition called pseudofolliculitis barbae, which is a really fancy term for ingrown hairs. So when you're of a darker skin color, your hair tends to be more curly. So when a darker skinned man shaves his neck, that hair has trouble finding its way out through the pore, and it gets stuck, causes an ingrown hair, which causes a razor bump, which then can actually become cystic and can become very, very damaging. So we have a lot of men coming in, and they still want to have a beard like myself. So I did from my chin down to my neck, so I don't have to shave that area. I don't get razor bumps. I don't get nicks in that area, and it's really wonderful.
Are there any risks associated then with hair removal?
There really isn't. We have very, very few. Some people have a little reaction to the laser itself, but it's temporary. Their skin will become a little red. It's so low. And our providers, as I mentioned earlier in the show, are the highest trained laser hair removal providers in the industry. They're all nurses, nurse practitioners, and physician assistants. And we spend hours and hours and hours ensuring that we use the correct laser settings and the correct safety procedures. In fact, we are also one of the competitors, one of the providers out there that has two different wavelengths of lasers. So we can treat the darkest skin color and the lightest skin color. So when you're shopping and you hear this advertisement for $100 Groupon underarms, it's not true. They're providing you one treatment. When you come into our facility, we know after 5.5 million treatments, that's a lot of treatments, that a guest needs 8 to 9 treatments, and that's what you get with your package because we want you to be satisfied.
And then speaking about your staff, Bruce, my experience has been extraordinary. First of all, I do remember the first time as we were about to get started, how do you say, technician? I'm not sure. Provider. It was the first time in her life that she was explaining it to me. And I was looking at her, and it wasn't a pitch or, that I was getting. She was really genuinely explaining to me about an incredible service. Like, she had passion about it. And I just felt it was the first time that she was talking, to someone, and these people are speaking about it all day long. So the passion that there is behind your staff and the commitment that they have for us to have a good experience is actually, above and beyond what I was expecting and what I'm, used to with other businesses in general. Yeah. So good job with them.
Here, that really is, because we focus so much on that. And what we want the provider to do is to explain the treatment and the service and how the technology works, because then you understand that you should come in for your treatments on time, that you should follow up and get the 8 treatments, because that's very important in order to get the best outcome.
Well, good information here. Currently talking with Bruce Fable, president of Ideal Image. Learn more about them at idealimage.com. Got to take another break, but coming back from the break, we're going to talk about some of the injectables that they offer over at Ideal Image, from Botox to Juvederm and several others as well. You're currently listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Have you considered a reverse mortgage as part of your retirement financial plan? For homeowners age 62 or older, a reverse mortgage from Access Reverse Mortgage is a safe, economical way to turn your home's equity into cash or monthly income. Access Reverse Mortgage is a family-owned company based right here in the Tampa Bay area for the past 10 years. They are A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau and Florida's leading reverse mortgage provider. Call 727-347-0305 or go to accessreverse.com to start your research today. NMLS number 4566. That's 727-347-0305. Tampa Bay weather is a roof killer. That's why when getting your roof done, you want it done right. Hi, I'm Jamie Maloney of That Business Show. When considering a new roof or repair, talk to Westfall Roofing. They've been installing high-quality roofs in Tampa Bay for over 25 years. Get a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 855-99-ROOFING. That's 855-99-ROOFING. Find out what already 15,000 satisfied customers already know. Call now, 855-99-ROOFING.
Are you in need of new flooring or ready to tackle that home remodeling project? Then contact Yeager & Company Incorporated, a family-owned, state-certified general contracting business with over 70 years of experience and the recipient of the Angie's List Super Service Award for the last 8 years in multiple categories. Yeager & Company comes to you with their shop-at-home flooring sales service, and their hardwood flooring refinishing is the very best in the Bay. Kitchen and bath design featuring American-made, well-born cabinets, and all work is done by employees, not subcontractors. Learn more at YeagerFlooring.com.
Are you looking for a local real estate firm that knows the market and has your interests in mind? Then contact Jim McPeak at McPeak Real Estate Firm, a family-owned business whose agents have over 60-plus years of experience in the Tampa Bay market. Many of the agents are military veterans that know the VA process for buying a home and are proud to help our military members in any way they can. From residential to commercial real estate, McPeak Real Estate Firm is here to help. Contact Jim at 813-495-3875 and learn more at McPeakTeam.com.
If you've been following That Business Show on Facebook and Twitter, you may have noticed the quality of some of our images. That's because one of our sponsors is pro photographer Rick Toseda, a member of the Professional Photographers of America. You can view his extensive work by going to his website at ricktoseda.com or call him for an appointment to chat about your photography needs at 813-641-4757. That's 813-641-4757. Rick Toseda Visuals. Call him for your next event or project. In an age when the good and the better vie for attention, it is the best that stands out. The best of Tampa Bay from Proudly Florida is the love story for the city of Tampa, celebrating success, sharing achievements, a tribute to enterprise and community spirit. Let Proudly Florida showcase your business to your city, your nation, and the world. For more information, email info@proudlyflorida.com and be sure to visit proudlyflorida.com.
Have you ever tried to buy a home for your family only to find out that you don't qualify for a mortgage loan? You thought that after 20 years as a customer of your bank, they would help you when you needed it the most, right? Unfortunately, the banks of today are not the banks of our parents and grandparents, and our relationships with them just don't matter anymore. My name is Frank Cotto, and I'm the president of the Lincoln Lending Group. We all may need a bank, but we also need a Frank, and that's what I'm here to do for you today. Lincoln Lending Group will waive all of your lending fees, which include your mortgage, application fee, your underwriting fee, processing fees, and any bank points. Just call 813-MORTGAGE. You drop the E, and we'll drop the fee.
From the Bright House Networks Traffic Center.
Crash in Pasco County along US 19 at Moog Road. Also one in Hillsborough, 301 at Fowler. Slow traffic on the Veterans Expressway, southbound direction between Ehrlich and Waters, with the crash off to the right-hand side near the Anderson on-ramp. And big delay still in Land O'Lakes. State Road 54, US 41. Crash there has traffic very slow in all directions. See traffic problems, call the injury firm of Abrahamson Uterick Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line, 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. Someone you know is suffering from Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis. They're dealing with excruciating pain and days when they won't be able to get out of bed. Help someone you know and support the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation of America at ccfa.org.
Cloudy and warm today with a high 82 and just a 10% chance of showers. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 70. Tomorrow, a chance of rain increasing to 20% with a high 81.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
And we're back to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business, every weekday morning at 8 a.m. here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. And you can learn more about the show over at TampaBayRadio.com. Currently talking to Bruce Fable, president of Ideal Image. Learn more about them, idealimage.com. And Bruce, you offer a number of different injectables. Juvederm, I hear a lot about this lately. Talk to us about what this is.
We have a whole menu of different injectables. So there's really two classifications. One are wrinkle relaxers and one are fillers. Wrinkle relaxers are Botox and Dysport, and they're usually used in the forehead and around the eyes and the glabella, which is that area right between your eyes. And they're able to reduce those wrinkles in that area. And I actually have it done because I tell people I used to look like a Shar-Pei, and now I don't have those wrinkles on my forehead. But then we also have fillers. So unfortunately, we talked earlier about how when you turn 30, you stop producing collagen. Another part of aging is loss of fat tissue in your face. So that's why these areas on your face, these are called nasolabial folds. They deepen with time, and then marionette lines create here on the sides of the mouth. And we're able to go into those areas with hyaluronic acid. It's a filler, and it's actually the same product that's in your face when you're younger, and you lose it over time. And we go in and we refill those areas and bring them back up in elevation so that you look younger. We can also do filler. A lot of people's lips reduce in size over time, and if done correctly, it looks great. And we have a new product called Restylane Silk that goes in and around the lips, which really does a nice job for women and men that get those really deep creases in their lips. The newest form of fillers, one's called Voluma and one's called Restylane Lift. And these two products actually go here into the cheek areas. And if your listeners can see this, is that when you pull this up, you look younger, 10 years younger. So we put filler in here, and it's a very tactile filler. So it has a stickiness to it, and it actually holds the skin back and brings back that fullness that you had in your upper face, making you look younger.
What's the stuff that people put in their lips and makes the lips puff up? Or did you mention that? I didn't catch
that can either be Juvederm or it can be Restylane Silk. And, we do it properly. So a lot of people do it too much and they put too much product in there. And if it's not injected into the right area of the lip, it won't look great. We do a phenomenal job and we train constantly on this. We work with both Allergan and Galderma, which are our two vendors in this area, to make sure that our providers are highly trained in injectables. And we also have an app. It's called Ideal U, which you can download currently on your iPhone, and we're building it for Droid. And when you download our app and you take a picture of yourself, you can see what you look like with Ultherapy, which is the microfocused ultrasound, with fillers, with wrinkle relaxers, and with BBL.
I want to do that on you, Jamie.
Sure. And it's great. And then once you have your picture, you can look at your before and after. You can upload it to Facebook. You can text it to your significant other. You can email it, and you can book that free consultation, that free 1-hour consultation. Come in. You don't have to buy anything. Just come in and talk to one of our professionals about how we can put together an aesthetic care plan for you and help you look younger and address any of those areas of concern.
Is there any upkeep for any of the procedures, or are they mainly just a one-time thing?
They're not. So the wrinkle relaxers have to be touched up about every 3 to 4 months, and the fillers are about every 8 to 18 months, depending on which filler that you get. But I will tell you, if I stop working at Ideal Image, I'm going to be like the movie Nutty Professor with Eddie Murphy. I think I'm going to look 10 years older after I stop working here, because the treatments really work, and they really do turn back the hands of time.
Like Botox, you got to do that every so many months, right?
Every 3 to 4 months. It's your body breaks down the protein that paralyzes that particular muscle in your forehead. And, but it's just maintenance. It's like anything else. People take better care of their car than they do of their body.
Yeah, and talk to me about the risks of Botox, because you hear like the negativity stuff in the news, the person that was, negatively impacted by Botox. I mean, what safety precautions do you put in place to know that you're getting, a healthy dose of Botox?
Well, we track the product itself, so we have an amazing system. We actually have a hospital-grade system that keeps the product fresh and keeps it refrigerated, but we also track lot numbers. As I mentioned earlier, our providers are all nurses, nurse practitioners, and physician assistants. They're highly trained. And we also spend tons and tons of time training those providers so that you're injecting the Botox into the right area of the face. If it's not done properly, you can have some contraindications, but we have very, very, very few.
Yeah.
And we pride ourselves on providing top medical services.
Well, and now we got about a minute left here or so, but Bruce, the future of Ideal Image, you're moving into more wellness products as well. Talk to us about the future.
We are. I think what you're going to see from Ideal Image in the future is not only our ability to help you with all your concerns on the outside of the body, but we want to help you stay healthy and look healthy as you age. So we're going to be looking at ways to potentially provide you with IV drips. It's called IV infusion. And, this started about 10 years ago with the hangover drip, which is this IV drip that you get a day after you're really hungover. And it's got amino acids in it and some vitamins and minerals in it. But those drips are really, really great for you on a regular basis to help after exercise, to help with your skin. So we're developing a whole line of products that are going to help you from a wellness standpoint.
Very cool. And in the Bay Area, where are some of your locations around the Tampa Bay region?
We're right on Kennedy and West Shore. We're in Palm Harbor. We have 4 locations here in Tampa and 130 locations across the country and Canada. So you go to our website, type in your zip code, and it'll show you the center that's closest to you.
And you do offer a free 1-hour consultation, no obligations, correct?
Absolutely. Everybody should call up. You can call 1-800-BE-IDEAL and schedule that free consultation and come in and talk about all your concerns. We'll put a whole plan together, from body sculpting to anti-aging to tattoo removal to laser hair removal.
Well, sounds like a plan. Bruce, thank you so much for being in studio this morning and talking with us about Ideal Image.
Thank you, Jamie, and thank you, Stella.
Thank you, Bruce.
Great information. Again, that was Bruce Fable, president of Ideal Image. Learn more at idealimage.com or give them a call, 1-800-BE-IDEAL. And also thank you to Stella Giudicelli for being in studio this morning and helping out with the discussion.
A pleasure, Jamie.
Be sure to tune in tomorrow mornings. It'll be TBBO Tuesdays on That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.